posterior arterial and veins. And so for the aorta, that's going to travel down. So here's the descending aorta right here. And that will then travel down into the abdominal cavity. And, okay, so these are not really well dissected. The first branch off of the descending aorta is going to be the celiac trunk. And that is a relatively broad artery. And so there's two main arteries right here. There's the celiac trunk, and then there's also the superior mesenteric artery right here, okay? So right here, and I'll pull these apart a little bit more, but here's the, I believe she calls it superior mesenteric artery. Yeah, superior mesenteric artery right there. And then this should be the celiac trunk right here, okay? And I'll have to dig at this a little bit more.
That's the celiac trunk, that metal thing?
Right here, yeah, that short thing right there. Okay, and that's, so as we pull this apart, hopefully it'll become a little bit easier. So the celiac trunk branches into 3 arteries, and so you have, it looks like 3 fingers coming off, and so you have the hepatic artery that's going to run towards the liver. What's that?
Liver,
yeah, yeah.
like saying it, so
yeah, sure. Yep. And then you're going to have the gastric artery, which is going to run out towards the stomach, and then the splenic artery, which runs out towards the spleen. So let's just go ahead and work on these. So this should be right here, the hepatic artery, right here, coming off the celiac trunk. So as we pick this apart, it should become a little bit easier to see, but that should be the hepatic right there, and it's on a different plane, so it's lower down, then it's deep to the gastric and splenic. So hepatic right there, and then gastric and splenic right there. Okay. So then the next large vein that you can see down here, sorry, large artery that you can see down here is superior mesenteric artery. And if we dig a little bit onto the dorsal wall, we'll start to see veins and arteries that you should be able to pick apart pretty easily. So you guys all know what this structure is, right?
Kidney.
Kidney, right. And so there's the renal artery and renal vein. They run out towards the kidney. So typically it goes veins on top, arteries beneath, and then nerves on the bottom. And so you can see right here, the easiest thing to see right here is the renal vein. And so deep to that should be the renal artery. Deep to that should be the renal artery. I believe it's this right here. It's just not really that well injected. You can see the pink though right there. And then there's...
But wouldn't it be hard to ask which one unless they say artery or vein? Or both?
Well, so I think from what I've been told, the exam is going to be all in sentence form. And so it's going to be like name that structure that provides blood to the kidney. Oh, okay. And so you would say renal artery. They could also just easily separate those two, and just based on the color, you should be able to tell those two apart. So really not well identified right here is the adrenal gland, and so let's try and find that. So the adrenal gland, remember, is medial and superior to the kidneys in cats. What's that?
Looks like a bean.
Yeah, it looks like a little tiny bean. Usually it's not that hard to find.
I think.
Is it?
Isn't it that little brown one?
This guy here?
Or maybe not. No.
This thing?
Yeah.
It could be. I need to remove some of this fascia.
It was hard to find on ours.
Yeah. Keep working on this guy. Yeah, usually it's like a nice little bean. But, okay, so there's also a vein and artery that run out to that. The adrenal vein and artery. And, yeah, that could be it.
Where is that? It's under, it's not on there. It's on the other page. I think it's the first page. The second page. The adrenal? No. Adrenal lumbar arteries? The adrenal arteries are on that page. No, he's talking about the gland, right?
The adrenal gland.
Yeah, are you talking about adrenal lumbar?
Yeah, adrenal lumbar arteries, yeah.
Oh.
Right there. And so those will run out, and I'll keep working on that. I'll come back to this and we can peel that apart a little bit more. But those connect then to the adrenal glands. So as we move down the aorta, which is a little bit deep right here, we're going to have another vein that you can see coming off, or another artery, I'm sorry, that coming off right here. That's the inferior mesenteric artery. It provides blood to the large intestine. Right there.
Did we skip the gonadal?
Yeah, so the gonadal. So this is a male cat, and so remember that the testes are descended down, and so here's the gonadal artery and vein right there.
Oh my god, I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Yeah, running all the way down, right? So they run, see right there?
So it would be that thin in all of them, even in a female cat?
Well, but, so I mean, in the female cat, does it need to run all the way down? No. Yeah, it's going to run right out to the ovary, which will be right here. But just in the males, the testes have descended, and so that's pulled all the way down. And so that's going to run all the way into the spermatic cord, which is here, right? So we're getting a little bit ahead. We'll come back to it. But those run down through the inguinal canal into the spermatic cord, and then out to the testes. But it's my understanding for the exam, the male reproductive system is going to be tested on the rabbit, because everything's a lot bigger there. Hey, how's it going?
Are you almost done? Are you still?
We're going through it. Probably do it a couple times. You need to talk about
I
something?
was just gonna, yeah. Well, I was gonna grab you about the.
Oh yeah, let's do that real quick, and then